The religious holidays are here. You know what that means for our Christian viewers.
Presents under the tree?
Well, yeah.
What about cookies and sweet potato biscuits? Did I mention lots of presents?
Yes, all of that is true, very, very much so true, but I had something else in mind. Countless Delmarva residents, possibly you, hopefully you, going to be spending quality time in church.
Of course they will. I was just kidding on that. But the peninsula is a place where the roots of faith run deep in history. And if we're talking days gone by, that means we've got Jim Duffy here, author of Secrets of the Eastern Shore. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
All right, so you have a couple stories. And the first one dates back to the 1700s. And I believe it involves a preacher threatening fisticuffs.
So in colonial times, religion could be a lot more contentious than it is now. This was especially true on the eastern shore of Virginia, where the Anglican Church was very, very strong. And then these crazy, insane people came in and started messing with that faith. And they were Methodists, Baptists, Presbyterians, which seems kind of crazy to us today, but back then they were regarded as nutcases. And there's so many interesting preachers who were like circuit riders riding around trying to convert people. The one I think that I might like to meet more than any other if I had the chance was named Reverend Joseph Everett. Well, one guy said he was the largest, most muscular man I ever saw. Another one said he could preach the devil out of hell.
Oh.
Now, speaking of hell, Belhaven, Virginia, down near Cape Charles. The Reverend Kirk Mariner says that all of those preachers regarded it as the closest place to hell on the Delmarva Peninsula. Reverend Joseph Everett rides into Belhaven, preaching outdoors. The crowd, surly, obsessed, some of them carrying sticks. And this is how he begins his sermon. Men of Virginia, this is Everett. Look at his arms. Look at his muscles. They are always prepared to fight for the cause which, by the grace of God, I am engaged in today.
Goodness gracious.
Nice start. Very peaceful sermon. Nobody gave him any trouble.
Moving on to a well-mannered waterman.
This guy, George Carey, wandered around in the 1970s collecting stories that watermen and other people on the Delmarva Peninsula told. And he told a story about a waterman who was deeply concerned about his relationship with God. And he didn't think he was doing right by God. And one of the things he wanted to do was pray more often. But every night he was so tired that the moment he laid down to sleep and his head hit the pillow, he just fell, bam, straight asleep. And he'd wake up the next morning and goes, oh, I didn't say my prayers again. This happens night after night after night, and then he finally gets an idea. And he gets out a piece of paper and he writes down a few thoughts, like, dear God, I'm thankful for the blessings in my life. Maybe watch out for my family and my community and keep them safe and all that. And he tapes it to the headboard of his bed. And then, from then on, every night, when he's getting ready to go to bed and he's leaning over, he goes, Lord, them's my intentions.
Oh my goodness. Jim Duffy, you're the best. You are absolutely the best.